What will happen after a nuclear if we encounter it suddenly? The genesis of catastrophe. At the heart of nuclear warfare lies the unfathomable power of nuclear weapons. These instruments of mass destruction, capable of unleashing devastation on a scale unparalleled in human history, derive their cataclysmic force from the release of nuclear energy through fission or fusion reactions. When a nuclear weapon is detonated, an intense burst of energy emanates from the point of explosion, creating a shock wave that propagates outward with deadly force. Within moments, entire cities can be reduced to rubble, their inhabitants engulfed in a maelstrom of fire and destruction. Yet, the immediate effects of a nuclear detonation are but the precursor to a far more insidious threat: nuclear fallout. The radioactive debris ejected into the atmosphere by the explosion can contaminate vast regions, rendering them uninhabitable for generations to come. The specter of radiation sickness looms large, as survivors struggle to cope with the invisible but deadly threat posed by exposure to ionizing radiation. In the aftermath of a nuclear strike, the landscape is transformed into a wasteland of desolation and despair, where the very air itself becomes a toxic brew of radioactive isotopes. A deadly transformation. As the dust settles and the fires of destruction smolder, a new menace emerges from the ashes: nuclear winter. This chilling phenomenon, born from the fiery inferno of nuclear war, casts a pall of darkness over the planet, plunging it into a perpetual twilight. The soot and ash ejected into the atmosphere by the fires below rise high into the stratosphere, forming a shroud that blocks out the sun's rays. Without sunlight to warm the earth, temperatures plummet, and the once vibrant ecosystems of the planet wither and die. The consequences of nuclear winter are dire indeed. With agricultural productivity decimated by the prolonged cold and darkness, famine stalks the land, claiming the lives of millions who perish from hunger and disease. The delicate balance of nature is thrown into disarray, as species struggle to adapt to the harsh new reality of a world gripped by nuclear winter. From the depths of the oceans to the highest peaks of the mountains, life teeters on the brink of extinction, as the relentless march of nuclear winter leaves no corner of the globe untouched. The harsh grip of winter. As the long, cold days stretch into weeks and months, the survivors of nuclear winter face an uphill battle for survival. With food and water in short supply, they must contend not only with the physical rigors of their environment, but also with the psychological toll of living in a world devoid of hope. Yet, amidst the darkness, faint glimmers of resilience emerge, as communities band together to support one another in the face of adversity. In the frozen wastelands of nuclear winter, the bonds of humanity are tested as never before, forging new connections and alliances in the crucible of survival. But even as the survivors struggle to rebuild their shattered world, the legacy of nuclear war continues to haunt them. The scars of radiation sickness linger long after the fires have died down, casting a shadow of uncertainty over the future of humanity. With each passing day, the survivors are forced to confront the harsh realities of their new existence, grappling with the profound moral and ethical questions raised by the specter of nuclear annihilation. The precarious state of agriculture. In the aftermath of nuclear war, the once thriving fields and pastures of the world lie fallow, their soil poisoned by radiation, and their crops withered by the cold. With traditional methods of agriculture rendered obsolete by the harsh new reality of nuclear winter, survivors are forced to adapt or perish. In the frozen wastelands of the post-apocalyptic world, innovative solutions emerge, as communities turn to hydroponics and vertical farming to eke out a meager existence from the barren earth. But even as humanity struggles to feed itself in the wake of nuclear war, the specter of famine looms large. With food supplies dwindling and distribution networks in disarray, millions face the prospect of starvation and the harsh new world of nuclear winter. In the frozen wastelands of the post-apocalyptic world, the struggle for survival becomes a daily battle against the elements, as communities band together to share what little resources they have in a desperate bid to stave off hunger and death. The fragile path to recovery. As the years pass, The scars of the nuclear apocalypse begin to fade, replaced by a renewed sense of optimism and determination. Though the road ahead may be long and arduous, humanity refuses to succumb to despair. Guided by the lessons of the past, they chart a course towards a brighter future, one where the specter of nuclear warfare is nothing more than a distant memory. And as they gaze towards the horizon, they do so with hope in their hearts, knowing that no matter how dark the night may seem, the dawn always brings with it the promise of a new day.